Guys, welcome to the video number 332, and in this video we are going to talk about the Access VBA program, Access VBA, how we can use the Access VBA to edit the field names in the Access table. Right, welcome to the channel, welcome to the video number 332, and if you are new to the channel, this is my channel address, youtube.com/c Ajay Kumar Parmar. You can spread the awareness among people who are extensively, working in MS Excel, MS Excel VBA, and they use Access or Access VBA, because this channel is dedicated to all those professionals or wannabe professionals who actually are looking for the extensive, the deep knowledge uh, on these subjects, right? So as you can see on the channel, I have created 42 different playlists, so you can go to all these different playlists one by one, and anything which starts with Excel VBA, that is for the Excel VBA. Anything which starts the Access, that is the front end Access. Anything starts with Access VBA, that is Access VBA. And anything which starts with only the Excel, like for example Excel demo videos, that means it's going to be simple Excel videos, right? So in this video we're going to try to answer a question which I received actually from Prashant. Hi Ajay, I really thank you for your work towards making us so awesome in Excel and Access. Your channel has almost every topic covered. What a fantastic work you are doing. Thank you so much. A big thumbs up to you. Big cheers to all of you, because you guys actually are coming to me and giving your wonderful questions, and I'm just uploading the video. I'm just trying to assist, but overall, if you see that the questions actually are so beautiful, that automatically when I upload the videos become so beautiful. So thanks to you, thanks to everybody who is a part of this channel. I'm lucky to stop by your channel and got the chance to explore it. I'm working in Access and I want to edit my field names, not values but headers. I have headers like book ID, book name. Problem is, every month I copy the database and put it in a new month folder. Is that is copy and paste, but then I change the headers and prefix the month name by current month. If it's a March month, then my fields should automatically be changed to March underscore book ID, March underscore book name, etc. This should keep happening every month. I know I will get the solution from you, just that I'll have to wait. Thank you so much again for your full videos. Thank you so much, Prashant. It means a lot to me. Your appreciation, your positive feedback, your constructive feedback, whatever it is, it always means a lot to me. And I always say this, that I really, when I actually thank you, it's from the core of my heart. I actually thank you guys, right? So in this video, guys, we're going to work on this Access database. I have prepared this book to a table, right? And if I just show you in the design view, have here headers like book ID Jan, book names Jan, author Jan. So what actually we want to do here is, whenever you run a macro, it should change this book ID Jan to book ID Feb, book name Jan to book name Feb, and author Jan to author Feb. The reason is because it's a February month, right? And by the way, happy Valentine to all of you. It's 14th of Feb. So in India, it is celebrated as a sign of love, as a sign of friendship. So I hope that you'll have your Valentine, and you'll have in fact a very beautiful Valentine today. So this is what exactly we are going to do now. What he's doing is he's doing this every month manually. That is what the problem comes, because right now we have only 3 headers, but if you have 15-20 headers, or maybe who knows, you may have some more tables. If I just add 10 more tables like that and 10 more fields, 10 by 10 is gonna make 100 fields, man. Can you beat that? 100 fields you are changing it manually? No, that's not the way. I really don't want you to do that, right? Because I want that you guys should be perfect in Excel, Excel VBA, Access, and Access VBA. I want to make everybody awesome in these 4 subjects, right? So we are going to make the code. Now before I write the code, I want to tell you what exactly we are going to do. Now basically what happened, if you know about the collection loops, I'm talking about the Access VBA, not now the Excel VBA. Just in case if you guys don't have any idea, you can go ahead and check that. Access VBA collection loops and Excel VBA collection loops. Every programmer must know these collection loops. If you doesn't matter if you just want to keep your learning to the the basic level. Doesn't matter if you want to be a programmer, still you want to learn. For a programmer they are must, but even for the basic, these loops are very much required. They shorten your work, right? So what we are going to do, collection loop basically is a loop, guys, which runs on one object. So we can access the objects one by one, through these loops. For example, if I just give you the example, you, let's say in a family, you're visiting a family, and in a family, let's say, you see there, four children, right? So one is a boy, the second one is again a boy, and maybe the third is a girl, and the fourth is also a girl. Now the point is, if you want to, if you want to understand this in the programming language, let's say you want to know their name one by one, right? So what will be the collection loop? Now collection, when I say collection, it means that what is a category basically for those four children, right? Obviously the category would be children, but to access, to go to every child one by one, what will you do? So you can write, if you want to write it from the programming terminology, you're gonna write it for each child in children, and then next. Okay, and I want to get the child name, right? So for each child in children, now child is a singular object, and if you look at the bigger picture, then the plural comes, the children, right? So in this way actually the collection loops work. For example, for each boy in boys, for each girl in girls, for each parent in parents. You are getting the point. Now you can't say that for each boy in girls, you can't say that for each boy in parents, right? I mean, I'm not talking about now the English, right? You can say that, but I'm talking about the programming, I'm talking about the collection loops. So whatever the singular object you will write, that has to be associated with its category, with its major category, with its plural category. So similarly, in these collections, like if I talk about the access, you can say for each table in tables, these are all the tables. For each query in queries, for each form in forms, right? So we have all these beautiful collection loops, and they're all there in my playlist, Excel VBA collection loops. Just go ahead and enjoy those videos. Now in this case, why I'm telling you this, because now I don't know how many fields I have in this table. Right now I've written it 3, but maybe if I send this code to you, or maybe if you're gonna pause the video and gonna write the code, who knows, maybe you may have 15 headers, 15 field names. So how to do that? So then there is a collection loop which we are going to run for each field in table dot fields, for each field in fields. So field is going to be a singular and fields is going to be a plural. So this is how, guys, collection loop work, right? So let's go ahead, and then what we will do, as I said, every time you will go on, every time you will have the access of one field and the second field and the third field, and there we will capture their name, and then we will edit it, and then we will just update it, and that's it, right? So we're gonna click on the table, on the database tool, and we're gonna click on the Visual Basic. I'm gonna insert a module over here, and here we're going to run the loop. This is the access VBA, guys. So let's go ahead and start the code. So I'm going to write here edit fields. This is what we need to write. I hope you can see the program, but still, let me just make it. Let me just increase the size to 10. That helps. Okay. So here we're going to write the program. Now the first thing is, where is your table? Because in the table you have the fields, right? So table is on my database, which is this database, which is this current database. So I'm going to declare here my DB as DAO database. Now DAO is actually your basically a library. By default it is always on, and that's why you don't have to on it, and whenever you write DAO dot, it comes. All the the classes associated with this DAO library, it comes. So it's data access object library. If you click on the tool reference, this is the by default library for the access 2010, 2000, I think 7 also, 2013 and 2016 as well, which I'm using. This is called the access database engine object. So we have this library on, and now what we need to do is the next step. We're going to set this as current DB. Okay? So when you declare this as a current DB, that means db is this variable, this db. You can write anything here. I can write my name as well, right? Set Ajay equals to current db, set dim Ajay as dob. Then that would mean that Ajay is going to be referred as this database, which is database 1. You can see the title, right? So db is the current db. And by the way, let me correct the spellings. Just a second, I'm just gonna make it current db. All right, now what is the next thing I want to do now? I want to, in this database, I want to go to the tables. So I'm going to write here tbl, or maybe you can write my table as dao table def. This is how define your guys table def. Okay, now I want to define here set my table. This is how we use the set word because it's an object, and for the objects you always use the set word. Now the point is how you actually go and define your bookstore table, because in Access there could be 10 tables, there could be 100 tables. So this is how we write that my table, my TBL is going to be equals to db dot table def, and then you write the table name, which is bookstore. Okay, what is the next thing you want to do now? Because we are going to deal with the fields, so you're going to write here fld as do field. Let's use the field class. Okay, now this is done. Now what we need to do is for each field, this is how you write the program for each field in fields. Basically this is how you're gonna write fields. Okay, and this field belongs to obviously a table, right? So table dot fields is going to be your code, and this has to be like this. And okay, I'm doing a lot of spelling mistakes today. All right, so this is how the code is going to work. Now for you, field is fld because you have defined here. You can't directly use the class. You have to use it to the indirectly, you got to use it some object. You got to declare it as an object. Okay, now what is your table, guys? Your table, again, I've a mistake, terrible mistake. It's actually table. Okay, table dot fields. Now, table is your my table, which is mytbl. So you're gonna write here mytbl, and then dot, and then fields. There we go. So this is a kind of loop I was talking about for each child in children. Okay, so basically the point is that what you're declaring here is a singular object, and then you got to find the plural of that object, right? So if it is going to be for each table, then it has to be for each table in tables. So similarly, for each field in my table dot fields is the code you're gonna use. Now why I'm gonna use for each field? Well, because I want to edit the field names, as simple as that. I don't want to edit the table names. If you're gonna give me the question that you got to have 10 tables in your table and you got to update them something, I will run the loop for each table in tables, right? And they are all available. Those are all collection loops. I have talked about them in that playlist, Access collection loops, Access VBA collection loops. You can check that out. Right now, to show you what exactly I'm doing is I'm going to put the message box and I'm going to put the here value, sorry, name, not the value. So if I run this program, see what will happen. You got the first name, man, then you're gonna get the second name, perfect, then you're gonna get the last one, and then nothing, finishes, right? So I'm nowhere saying that you got to run this loop 3 times. You may have 20 headers, I don't know. This for each means that it is going to access every field one by one. For each child in children, that means that one by one I will be coming to the each child. So I'm gonna cover all those 4 the children, right? So that this is the by default. You don't really have to count it, right? Once you got the message box, what you need to do, well, we know that the loop is working now, so I'm not gonna use this. I'm gonna use this val. Let's declare any variable, and so maybe val equals to field dot name. Let us store this information, and obviously as usual I'll have to declare it as a string because this is variable we are going to use. And now what we need to do is I'm gonna use this val as I'm gonna concatenate it with the month. Now how do you come to know which month is it? So we have a date function. I've talked about this date function in one of the playlist Excel VBA functions. You just scroll it down like these. This is the Excel text function. This is simply the Excel right, left. So I'm trying to tell you that we have almost everything for you. This channel, you have the videos on the index also. So look up and match everything. So anyways, now you need to find it out. Where is this Excel VBA function? When you're gonna click on this Excel VBA function, you will get to see these all different videos, right? So somewhere here I've talked about the date functions also. So this is something you should watch. This is what I'm going to use right away. So I'm going to capture the date, and how you capture the date using this date function. Now this returns the date, which is 14th of February today. But I don't need the 14th of February. I just need the month, right? So what you can do is you can write here the format and format this date and just give me the month, triple M, so that you should have FEB, and that is what we are going to concatenate it. And I'm going to use the underscore with that. Okay, this time I'm going to use the underscore with that. So this is how I'm going to use it. Okay. Now if I run this, then what will happen? Let us first have a look on that. So you see that this is the book ID Jan, right? So this now is going to be replaced with object variable not set. All right, so we have some problem here, and uh, let me check that what is the issue. We're going to concatenate it with the date. Now you see that the date is going to give us this value, which is 14th of February, and I should be able to get the month out of it, and object variable not set. Okay, right. Okay, my bad. Actually, I don't know this how this string comes. This is actually string, right? I wanted to write the string. Okay, reset the action, no problem. I can reset it. Let's run it again, and there we go, guys. Now let's have a look. So this is what exactly it is now. Book ID Jan underscore Feb. Now the Feb is coming because of the format function, but there is some one thing we need to do is that this book ID the Jan should be actually replaced with the book ID the Feb, right? This is what exactly we need. So in that case, what you can do is because if you're gonna write the month naming convention, for example, in this case, then I guess we can replace the last three characters JAN, FEB, MAR, APR, May, MAY. So it depends. I mean, how you actually have written it. So I think possibly in this particular case, we can replace the Jan with the Feb. So in that case, don't concatenate it like this. What we can do is, first of all, just this line over here, and now what I will do is I will simply uh, use the function called right. From the right, this val return the three characters. Okay, this is how. So let's define this as val1 equals to, from the right, get me the three characters. Okay, and then what we can do is, so we have to define the val1 as well. So I'm going to define a string. So if you want, I mean, if you're using some another naming convention, that's fine. Who knows, maybe you're using the book ID underscore Jan. I mean, then you can find the position of the underscore. If you're using book ID January, then maybe, you can think of something, which actually going to give you that the relationship with the help of which you can set up the relationship. So I'm going to now substitute this value. So what I will do, I will use the new val, or maybe the final val, another variable, and I'm going to simply replace, and I have to use this expression. Which expression? The val where I have book ID Jan, and then we are going to replace it with what? Well, I want to find here val1, which is from the right. If you extract the three characters, you will get the JN, FEB, MAR, depending upon the month, and then we need to replace it with what? You got to replace it with this value, format, and then the date, and in the date you write MMM in this way. So I think this way we can work on that. I'm not sure about it, but we can run this. So let me just run this. Let's go ahead and let's find it out. This is book ID Jan. You know that's the first field header. Now I'm gonna get the val1 object required. So this val1 actually is, it cannot be string. I'm so sorry, because you extract the right from this. Yeah, I think this is the wrong thing. Now it should run. Yeah, there we go. You can see that from the right side it got me the three characters. Now in this case, what we want is in the book ID Jan, you please find it out, the Jan, and then replace it with this, which is the FEB. So if I run this, I should see here book ID Feb. Oh wow, beautiful, beautiful guys. So this is how you can do this. Now this is fine. I mean, if you keep on running this, this keeps on running until it is finished with all the three the fields. But how about actually adding it? You got to add it also. So finally what you will do, once you have the final val, you want to put that name again, the field name, which is my fsd dot name, that has to be equal to final val, right? So now if I'm going to run this quickly, now you see that I have here book id fab. So book id fab is going to be equal to, the database engine could not lock the table bookstore because it is already in use. Oh well, it is already in use. Okay, so I think it's actually opened. Let me close that. Okay, now let's go ahead and run this. Okay, there we go, it ran, and now the field name is, you can see, book id feb. Let's go to the next. Now what is the next field? Next field, remember, it was book name Jan. Again I'm going to find this Jan. So you have here Jan, because from the right, Jan will always have the three characters, and we're gonna replace this now. Replace this book name Jan with what? You're gonna find the Jan. Once it finds the Jan, then this function will replace it with that value, which is Jan. So this function, that this is going to return the FEB. So finally you have a new header, book name Feb. Perfect. And then this is the last time the loop is running, and I should see here author Feb. Perfect. And the macro stops. There we go, guys. Very nice. Now let's go ahead and open the access table and let's see. Oh wow, this is pretty cool, right? So this way, you can run this the loop, and there's no need to do the manual work. Next month, when you open this, automatically this date for function will return the date for that month, which would be any date in the the March month, let's say. And then this Feb is going to be, FEB is going to be replaced with the MAR in this way. Right. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that I had the justice to this video, because my major priority is to give you the good foundation, your basic levels. It's not that just that you should write the code, but also you should understand what I'm saying. So the foundation has to be strong, right? So that's it for now, guys. I will be back very soon with a couple of more questions. Till then, have a happy learning, enjoy your Valentine, and yes, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.